I'm SJ and this is Infinite Fire Readings. Thank you so much for being here. I do manifesting and card readings and tarot, so yeah, that's my predominant focus. Focusing in particular on manifestation at this particular time. I wanted to share with you a success story regarding money that I had ages ago, and it sort of talks on the topic of instant manifestation as well, and how quick manifestation can be when you're in a place of no resistance. So in this instance as well, there was definitely bravery involved, and there was definitely pushing past fears, because that is something I think is absolutely paramount. Those fears are just old thoughts. Fears are gifts waiting to hand you open opportunities if you bypass and allow it in that way. So obviously, you know, trusting yourself as well, because you're on your own journey to me. However, my Stardew Valley mug. However, I really wanted to talk about this particular story. So yeah, all right. So it was, it's gonna sound like almost nothing, though I assure you it was not. It was not, because it was 1000% a manifestation. And you know, really, I don't know how I could ever question manifestation after this story, because it's almost that absurd looking back on it, to me anyway, that I don't know why I would ever question it since. It was incredible. It was so incredible. So I was a young hooligan in high school, hanging out at the mall that was local to me at the time. And I'd been given $20 from my dad or something, which was, you know, a little bit of pocket money at the time. And I think I spent this money on something, but I wasn't meant to spend it unless I absolutely needed to, or something like that. I can't remember, but I know that it was important that I got it back. I spent it on something that I probably didn't need to spend it on, and I was like, I gotta get this money back. There happened to be a guy at the mall that I think I really liked at the time, and I was hanging out with them, and I wanted to impress them as well. And I can't remember if they encouraged me, or I don't think they did. I think I was just like I've got to get my money back or something. And I had like 45 minutes until my bus, and I had no idea how I was going to get this $20 back. So, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to impress this guy. I don't know why that was a motivation, but it was. And I'm going to get this $20 back. So I think I was a whopping like 14 years of age or something, and thought that would be very cool and very, I don't know, who cares? It's cute and adorable and whatever. It got me my money back. So we're going to thank that motivation, because good, excellent, perfect, done. Anyway, to cut a story short as well, nothing ever happened between me and this particular crush, by the way. I just want to put that out there right away. That's not what this story is about. So anyway, decided, shit, I've got 45 minutes to get this $20 note back. So I was at the mall. I was a pretty courageous and brazen and out there kid. Anyway, I kind of always have been a little bit out there, in that I haven't ever been too afraid to approach strangers. So that was definitely to my benefit. So I just decided, shit, I got 45 minutes. I'm going to get this cash back, and I'm going to show this guy that I got my fucking $20 note. So I start going around the mall, and I just start asking people. I'm like, hey, I'm looking to get 20 bucks. I'm just like, I don't even know what I said. I was just asking anyone. I was like, hey, can I please have $20? I just started asking people. I started asking people for this money. I got like rejection. Like people were like, you know, like crazy kid, crazy high school. Like, why are you asking for 20 bucks? That's all. I don't know. Who knows what they were thinking? I mean, I guess, you know, we can assume things, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, was continuing to ask, and I asked someone else, and I might have been a bit like, oh shit, is this going to work? But I'm just going to keep asking. And then someone, like, when I was like, hey, can I have 20 bucks? They just sort of like looked in their purse, and they gave me some coins, and some gold coins and silver coins. And I was like, That's a start. Like, this is good. I can just continue to ask people for money, and I can continue to ask them for, you know, anything they can offer until I get this $20. I don't know why that didn't dawn upon me before, because I was just like straight for the 20, which is a good thing though. I think that's a good thing. So I started going around and continuing to ask more people. I think I was with a friend, or maybe I wasn't. I honestly can't even remember. It feels like I was with a friend, but I feel like I mustn't have been at the same time. I really don't remember. I don't know why I feel like I was with someone else, and I'm pretty sure I was not. Anyway, whatever. I was the one doing the asking, and I know that much. So I started asking more people, and I got some more money, and eventually, like, I'd accumulated about $14 something, right? So I'd accumulated that much money, and I think I had like 20 minutes left at this point. I'd done pretty well. I was pretty proud of that. And I decided to go out to the bus bay, and this was huge, this moment, because I've never seen anything like this since in my life. I just haven't ever seen anything like this. I don't know why I chose to go to the bus bay, inspired action, who fucking knows? I was just on a high. I was like, I'm gonna get this $20, I'm gonna get this, like, that was literally all I could think about, right? So that's when you're creating that instant manifestation, because you're just completely connected, completely focused. That's your goal, right? So that's why I want to give this story as an example. I know it seems small, but it wasn't. It was huge at the time. I went out to the bus bay, and I went to the end, and I will never forget it, that I turned and I looked at like one of the bus shelters, because there are a few bus bays lined up, because a lot of the buses pulled into this area and took people to different places. It was an undercover kind of one. And sitting on the fucking bench in one of these bus bays was this older lady, and she had a shitload of $20 notes in her lap, and she was counting them. And I was like, both like, holy shit, this is my $20 note. And I was petrified. I was like, I need to approach this woman and ask her for one of her $20 notes. But I knew it was her, because she had fucking $20 notes all in her lap. I've never seen anything like it since, ever. I've never seen anyone just fumbling with $20 notes in their lap like that in my life. It was honestly a miracle. So I think I was shaking. Like, I don't know. I can't remember. I might be dramatizing, but I was definitely like, fuck, like, this is my person. This is the one. Like, it's literally, it can't get clearer than that, right? So I walked up to her, and I got down on one knee. Like, I was like, thou $20 noteth woman. Like, I had that energy because I was so fucking shitting myself. But I like put my hands out with all my notes. I'm like, hi, I know this is really odd, but I'm looking to get a $20 note. I have about $14 in my hand. I know it's like not much, but I would, if it's like, I can't even remember what I said, but I asked her for a $20 note, and I told her what I had, and I was just like, this is what I've got. She did not say one single word to me. She just looked sort of briefly through what I had in my hand to sort of check the amount. She took it and she gave me a note. That was the transaction. And I was like, thank you, thank you. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I would have thanked her profusely. And I was like, I got my fucking note. And I ran back to this guy. I was like, look how amazing I was. Like, look, I got my note. I'm so amazing. Look at me. I'm the most amazing human because I got a $20 note. Oh my God, I'm incredible. Look at me. Wow, you should don't state me. Whatever, right? So I was like, it's my $20 note. Yeah, so that happened. I caught my bus and I had my $20 note, and I can't remember what happened after that. It doesn't matter. I just remember that moment, and that was such a big manifestation at the time. So I wanted to talk about that because in that process, right, there are a couple of, I think, fundamental things with that manifestation. One, I was brave enough to ask for what I wanted, even though I knew it may not happen and that was my goal, and no matter what, I was going to get it. So I was brave enough to ask for what I wanted in a way that it was going to work for me. Doesn't mean that you have to ask, pardon me, for your manifestation out loud, depending on what it is, but I was brave enough to take the action required that I thought would work to get the manifestation. So that was one. And it was like, yeah, it wasn't just like I was like, hey, how you going? Can I have 20 bucks? Like, no worries. I was like nervous. I was genuinely nervous to go and ask people for this money, because it's like, who the fuck am I to do that, right? But I didn't really have that thought. I was just nervous. So there was the bravery there. I was brave enough to go and ask them for this money. 2, in persisting even through my doubt, like is this going to work? I'll just keep asking people anyway. That's when the movement happened, right? So I started getting money. So the money did start coming in. Did I just, like I've only got coins now. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Fuck no, I wasn't like that. It was very evident that it was working. And not only did that movement start the movement of what I was wanting, it opened up my mind to realize there are more ways than one pathway to get what I wanted. So in my head at first, it was like $20 note, one note just handed to me straight away. What that did, which ended up happening, interestingly enough, though, what it did was open my mind to go, hold on, I can accumulate multiple sources of money here to get my end result. So the persistence through the doubt to go, no, I'm going to get it, allowed the movement to come in, which allowed for more possibilities and more ways that I could achieve my goal that I was still okay with, that I was still okay for it to unfold in that way. 3rd significant event. And this is what I call the transitional period, because when I saw that woman with $20 notes, there was no doubt in my mind that I needed to go, like that was the woman to talk to. I was shitting bricks. Like I was scared as fuck to go and approach this woman with all her money on her lap. Who does that? Like, bless her, by the way. I've just never seen it in my life. And I don't know if I will again. Yeah, sure, I'm going to manifest it, I'll see it again. Though I was scared as fuck. And I think it's in that moment when we're creating, when we're manifesting, that people tend to go, that's too scary, I can't, I'm out. But really that's the final frontier, because that's your fears. That's all of your fears in one ball. It's just, it's not even anything, it's air. It's just an illusion, and you push through it and you get it. You push through it and you get it. The fear is nothing. You override the fear. You feel the fear and you go for what you want anyway, okay? And this is your journey, so this is just my experience. Again, you know where you're at with your journey, you know your own life, all right? Though from my experience, pushing through that fear in that moment is what got me my full manifestation. So, you know, when people talk about transitional period and all of a sudden, you know, they're manifesting, seeing movement, and then shit's hitting the fan, or suddenly this opportunity comes up that seems like scary or makes them like like shake, like holy shit. That usually persisting through that final frontier is like when it comes in, straight after that. Ignore the fear, it's a fucking illusion. That fear is a gift. That fear is a signal that your old self is dying. That's the fear. Your old self is dying because the ego goes, I can't possibly do that. I can't possibly approach that person. That would be crazy. That's totally unacceptable. No one should. All the doubts are coming up in one hit, and they're all about to be fucking removed because you're about to go and do it anyway. And that is the fundamental thing, I think, that created the final manifestation for me. Because if I listened to all those and just not approached the woman, so obvious it was her. So obvious. So the fears and the doubts could have stopped me. I could have let them. There was no way I was going to, by the way, because I was a brazen 14-year-old. But I went up to her anyway, trembling and all, whatever I was in, asked her, and I got my manifestation. And it was so easy. There was no communication, interaction, whatever. Anyway, you know, just no like dialogue. It was just sure, like no sure, like just took my money, gave me a note. And I was like, thank you, and I backed away, you know. I wasn't empty-handed either. I mean, maybe I could have in another reality, but it happened that way, you know, and I caught my bus with plenty of time, you know. So that is what I wanted to present to you. So instant manifestation, how that can work in certain situations. Might seem small, but pretty big for me. Probably pretty big for anyone to go and start asking people for 20 bucks really on the street. Like, I don't know, I just think that's not a common thing that you would do. Or that many people I know do. Yeah, so bravery, persistence through doubt as well, you know, and yeah, those three things. Bravery sort of is at the start and the finish and throughout. It is brave to go after what you want when the reality is saying no, 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 or you're not seeing the exact result of it. But if you are super hyper focused, you can absolutely get what you want a lot quicker. You can, because you're just like, da-na-na-na-na-na. People have challenges like this all the time. Go on YouTube, like quickest 1,000 subscribers obtained. People do this for fun. You know, it's just, anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. It is absolutely possible. And that's really one of my favorite manifestation stories to this day. Though I'm going to intend that I get like 10 more that top that, because that are as quick, if not quicker, and that top that one, because that is something I would like to see. So it's going to happen. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe as well. And yeah, check out my Patreon below. Have a wonderful space time wherever you are, and I'll catch you in your next reading and video. Bye.